Hey guys, welcome back to the Catch Me Off-Road YouTube channel. It's been a minute since I posted anything on the truck. It's actually been sitting for a few weeks since I went on my honeymoon, and now I'm back and I'm ready to get working on it again. So today's project, it's raining outside, so I really don't want to work in the rain. So my brother's visiting me from Indiana, and he brought his Charger 392 up. You guys have seen it in previous videos. We dropped it off at the dealership to have the front brake rotors replaced under warranty because they had a slight vibration to them. They just weren't wearing evenly. So while he's here, for the few days he's here, we're going to be working on the truck. So the first thing we're going to do today is try to install the chase rack right here. You guys have seen me show before. So hopefully we'll get that installed. I actually dropped off one of my Turo tires, the 37s, at Discount Tire, along with a stock TRX wheel that I had a spare of. Dropped that off to get mounted up. I'm doing one as a tester to make sure it fits, because I'm kind of suspicious that it may not fit in between these two bars where the tire goes. So I'm kind of nervous about that. I was told it would, but we'll see. So we're gonna load this up, pack up the truck, head into work, to the shop, and hopefully install that. And let's give you Tarek says, my brother says I should give you guys a cold start too. So we'll honor his request, give you guys a cold start. It hasn't been started in 2 weeks now, so we'll see how it starts. Sounds pretty good. We're also going to lower the headlights because I haven't done that yet since we lifted it, or added the perch collars and spacers in the back. So we'll do that today. And then the last thing we're going to do as well is install the tow hooks back on, because I actually swapped my blue ones, the ones I got powder coated blue, with my buddy Aaron this morning. My brother Tarek actually went in and swapped them with him, and he gave me his stock black ones. So we're going to put those on as well, since I've been riding around, or the truck's been without tow hooks for a few weeks now. So those are the kind of the three things we're going to do. Here are the parts for the bed rack, or chase rack. All packaged up from 454 Motorsports. Shout out to their great packaging skills. Really nice customer service as well. Those are the tow hooks we're going to be putting back on. They're just factory black ones. And yeah, let's get started. We'll take it in. Oh, and then the next thing I want to do, probably tomorrow, hopefully in the next video you see, I don't know if it'll be one day after, but is install these, the race bullets on the exhaust. Give it a little more volume. So stay tuned. We'll be right back when we're at the shop. All right, guys, we made it to the shop, and I have the bed cage just sitting in there right now. And let me show you what this kit comes with. So it comes with 4 of these plates right here. There's one up there, there's 3 over there, and that's 4 right here. And I have them kind of roundabout where they'll be mounted. And then it comes with these bars right here, which go under the truck. And so essentially the way it works is you have one of those on top and one of these under the bed, and you have these bolts right here. They go through them. One bolt on this end, one bolt on this end. That holds that plate down so it doesn't move. And then you find out which one of these lines up with the hole for your bed rack, and we'll show all that. But essentially these are on the bottom of the truck, those are in the top of the bed, and we're going to drill some holes, hopefully get it all lined up, and it should be simple as that. And then we'll show you how it works. But these legs have little tabs on the front of them that slide into the pocket on right there, and then you put the pins in it. Alright, I feel awful because I went through the whole process without videoing anything, because I was right in the middle of everything. My brother had to go, or he has to leave pretty soon, so we're trying to wrap it up quickly. But I'll just explain what we ended up doing. So on the TRX, if you have a TRX just like this one, you were gonna have you can either mount the whole carrier towards the front of the truck, towards the cab, or you can mount it towards the back. I've seen people on Instagram mounting it both ways. I kind of like the look of forwards more. Unfortunately, this is about as far forward as you can get it. I'm actually going to hop out of the truck and show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like, how far forward it is. There's still about maybe a little less than a foot, maybe 7 inches or so on the front there, 8 inches. And then the back of the bed looks like this. So there's still quite a bit of room in the back. It's still mounted towards the front more. It's actually really close to being right above the back tire. If you want just a frame of reference, it's very close to being directly above the rear tires, the rear axle, which is probably pretty good for weight transfer. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop blabbering and explain what we did. So on this set, on this rack kit, you get 4 of these plates right here like this. Sorry to have metal shavings there because we had to drill. 4 of these, they're all identical, 1 for each corner. And then you get 2 bolts for each, okay, fronts and rears. And then in the rear, you have, the only difference is in the rears, you have these additional red pins right here. And these are what you pull out, and it allows the whole cage to slide out backwards. It pulls directly backwards, and you can lift the whole thing out. And the way that works is the legs have these tabs on the front, like I showed you earlier, right here. They slide under. So you literally slide all 4 of them into their place, drop your 2 rear pins in, and then it'll still be a little bit loose. And then the trick is, when you install your tire or tires, the tire is touching the bed at the middle, and the straps go from right here over the tire to right here. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. And when you crank it down, when you tighten it, what happens is the tire is getting compressed and it's lifting the whole cage upwards. And you can watch videos of this on 454 Motorsports page. They have a bunch of YouTube videos showing this, but essentially that pulls it up and it makes everything, puts everything into a bind, and then everything is really solid. It doesn't move at all. No rattles, nothing, because the tire is acting like a big damper. You know, it's got rubber touching here, rubber touching there, rubber touching the bed, and you're really just compressing the tire to lift everything up. So that's 1 tire in right now. So essentially what we had to do was, and I'll give you the measurements on the TRX, exactly how I installed mine, and I think this is just about the only way you can do a front mount. If you want to do the rear mount, I don't have those measurements, but I'll tell you what I did on mine. So if you measure from the front of your bed, 41 inches, okay? Draw a big, nice line across, measure it several spots, draw a black line across. You'll see my parts of my line right here. That's the end of it. And it went over here. We've just been walking all over it, but the line went over there. And once you have that line drawn, that's where you want to line your bolts up. All of your bolt holes in the back, the red pin and the 2 gold bolts right there, all need to be right on that line, directly centered on it. And now how you select the right and left position of it is, without explaining all the math and what we did, well, there's not really much math. If you count the ridges in the bed, that's the first one, this little guy right here. Number 1, 2, you're going to be between the 3rd and 4th, okay? 3rd and 4th. And your bolts, you want them going through the ridges, not through the base right here. You want them through this part. Kind of try to get them as centered as you can in the back, and you're still along that 41-inch line. When you do that, the plates in the bottom of the truck, which I'll show you in 1 second once I hop out, the plates in the bottom will be clear of any cross members, because the beds actually have cross members welded across them. Every, I don't know, every foot or 2, maybe 2 feet approximately. They're not evenly spaced, I don't think, but there's these cross members that you want to avoid, because there's a plate on the bottom, those long plates, they're underside, and they bolt like this. They stick up onto the bed this way horizontally, and they're actually just taking the load off of, you know, several humps. I think they go over 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe probably about from here to about here or so, and that's how long they are. And they're trying to distribute the stress along all those different I got a phone call. They're trying to distribute the stress along those 4 ridges, or 3 or 4 ridges, however many there are. So you want to make sure that you're not forward or backwards from this point. If you come any more forwards, you have about another 1/2 inch before you run into a ridge. There's a ridge right under here that has, you know, rivets or welds in it, spot welds to hold the bed together. Behind it, there's not really anything for quite a while. So you can come back further. If you want to do the rear mount position, like I said, I don't know the measurements of that, but if you want the most frontwards mount possible, you want to do 41 inches approximately. You might be able to get by with 39.5. And then at the front of the bed, it's the exact same situation. There's actually a bar that goes across here, and that's why you can't get any closer to the front of the bed. You know, ideally we would want this right up along the side here. Looks cooler, the tires are closer to the cabin, but unfortunately you can't do that because there's a cross member. And this one will end up right around 7, I think, 7 inches, 7.5, somewhere around there, from the front of the bed to these bolts. You don't really have to draw a line on this one, because once you install the rears, the fronts have to go where they're at. You know, you just kind of move the bracket right and left to get it to where the bolts are centered on ridges, just like I have. But you don't really have a lot of forward and backwards motion once the rear's in. So what you want to do is get all that secured. You do the backs first, put the red pins in. We had to drill out a little bit because powder coating kind of made the holes all smaller a little bit. So we went ahead and drilled all of the holes out that we put bolts in, or the red pins, and then drilled through the bed. We did a 1/8 inch drill bit first as pilot, and then we did a 1/2 inch because the bolts are 7/16, so they're slightly smaller than a 1/2 inch. And when you do a 1/2 inch drill bit, it'll give them a tiny bit of play so you can kind of line things up better. So that's really what we did. And now I'm going to go to the bottom of the truck and show you what the plates look like on the bottom, because these three, 1, 2, 3, were very easy to get to. Especially the rears were really easy to get to once you took the spare tire out, which was one of the first things we did. That's my spare tire. That's why it's all muddy and gross looking. So we dropped the spare tire out, had room for the rears really easily. Front was decent. There's exhaust work under there, and then there's a drive shaft right in the middle, so you're kind of working between them. Your head's going to be hitting stuff. That one was a huge pain because the gas tank sits right along that side and it ends right about here. I'm going to go under real quick and show you that. All right, guys, we're under the truck right now. This is where the spare tire goes. I'm actually facing the front of the truck. And one little tip that I did, so when you take the spare off, you're going to have this little dangly guy right here hanging down and flopping around. Even if you tighten it, the metal part can still ring around. So I figured you could stick it through this hole right here and then tighten it a little bit, not too tight because it's kind of at a weird angle. And it holds really well there and doesn't move at all. So that's just my tip for you. And then right away you can see, those are the bottom plates right there. And you can see they kind of distribute the load among 2 or 3 different ridges. And those are the bolts. So that's the rear left one, rear driver's side. Then over here, right next to it, is the rear passenger side. And again, these are really easy to get to. You can see the 2 bolts and then the red pin right in the middle there. And then we're gonna work our way towards the front of the truck. So there's my exhaust work. And then right above the mufflers, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get my camera in here. Where are we at? Oops, I'm too far forward. Right in here, there, you can see, that's the passenger side front one. And I actually screwed up, so maybe if you come forward a little more than 41, maybe if you do 39 inches, let me look at it again back here. See how much, yeah, see we've got plenty of space back here. I would actually, sorry, I take back what I said about doing 41. I would do about 40 inches. That'll push you an inch more forward. So you'll be right up along the edge of this guy, and that's one of the cross members I was referring to earlier. So you do 40 inches from the rear, draw your lines at 40 inches, and move. So this will come forward 1 inch. And then up here, you won't do the same stupid thing I did and have an issue with. If you look on the right side there, you'll see a big rectangle. I'll try to point to it with the light. The black tip of the light is what I'm pointing, this guy right here. This thing right here sticks out a little bit, 1/4 of an inch. And so when I put my plate there, it's actually touching there and it's holding this away from the bed. So I'm actually putting a lot of load on this one corner right here, and then it's kind of distributed amongst the rest of it. So the plate's kind of in a bending position right now. So you want, if you would move forward an inch towards the front of the truck, you'd clear that. You'd be clear that little guy, because I'm right at the end of it. You can see I'm maybe 1/8 of an inch into it. So that's the third one. And then the passenger side, here we go. I'm going to zoom out just to show you how cramped it is in here. So this is the drive shaft coming from the front of the truck. This is the gas tank and the heat shield on it. There's our Bilstein wheel hop shock up top. And I'm going to stick the camera up above here, and you can see there's the plate right there. You can see one of the bolts, and that's the one that's decent to get to. It's still pretty difficult to get my arm in there with a long spanner, but the other one is way back in there, and notice there's fuel lines right here going from the tank. Those are like the evap lines, or maybe they're the fill lines from the side of the truck. And then there's wires. So you want to make sure when you drill these holes, you don't drill very deep. You just, as soon as it punctures through the bed, you stop, you lift up. Don't put a lot of weight on it. It'll just pull itself through just fine. And then the other bolt is way in there. And you'll notice there's no washer on it because there's no way I could get a washer in there. I barely, what I did was I used a really long ratchet, which I don't have down here, but a really long ratchet, stuck the nut in the end of the socket and just was kind of lifting it up really slowly. And I dropped a couple of nuts. I had 3 nuts total because I dropped one down in the top of the gas tank, couldn't get it out with a magnet. Finally went and got another one, and then dropped it too. And when I was fishing for that one, I found the first one somehow. And so I was able to get that on there, another nylon lock nut, but with no, let me try to focus on that, with no washer on there, unfortunately, which I know is not the right thing to do, but that's really all I could get to right now in the time crunch I'm in. So that's what it looks like under here. And again, we rubbed up against that. You can see that piece right there that I'm right there. See, I'm rubbing up against that, and if I was another ½ inch forward or another inch forward, I would have cleared that. And I still, let me check the front. Yeah, I'm still fine on clearance to that cross member. Sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. Where are we at? Right there. So see, there's still an inch to the front cross member. So we could have moved the whole thing forward about an inch and it would have been perfect. So I would do 40 inches at the back, and that should be pretty solid. So yeah, that's how we installed this thing. It wasn't easy. It did take a few hours, 2 or 3 hours with my brother and I. You definitely need a second person, one on the bed and one down here. And then once everything's in there, you get your spare tires in and it snugs it up. Then the other thing we did was we went ahead and put the tow hooks on for my buddy Aaron. They're just stock black ones to replace my old ones. And tightened them up as tight as I could with the impact. And these were on really tight. They're very hard to get out because you're using them as tow points, so they want to be attached to the frame as strongly as possible. So we torqued them down as good as we could. And that's our update. I did not get around to doing the front headlights yet. I'll probably do that at home because that takes a couple minutes, and I want to get out of here right now. I did have to disconnect my rear-facing ambers. You can see the wires hanging out the side of the truck right here. They were in the bed cover, actually. Oh, that's the other thing we did. We took off the bed cover, which is sitting right here. This is the bed cover we had, and you can see the lights are mounted to it right here. This is the side that sits by the cab, so the cab of the truck is right here, the glass, back glass. And these are the rear-facing ambers. The wires were just tucked away between the bed and the cab, and we disconnected those. So I'm gonna have to remove these from the bed cover, probably sell off this bed cover or do something with it, because it cannot fit on there with the tires in there. And then I'll go ahead and mount them somehow, and I'll make another video on that, probably this weekend maybe, if I have time. So that's our update for the day. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll have another update once I have the 37s in there, see how they fit, and I'll post that. Thanks, guys. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. See ya.